In this video, I want to talk about the creation of potential as a prerequisite to what you are doing. And you have to create potential first and foremost in your thinking. It is very important that when we want to achieve something extraordinary, something we are not yet able to do in our current state of being, it is essential to first realize that we have to create the possibility for that thing, for that activity to arise as a potential in our thoughts. And this is especially true in spiritual pursuits. When we have some goal that we cannot see in the external world, it becomes very, very important to not only think that the achievement of a certain state is possible, but to actually be in that state right now, to manifest that state from nothingness. It sounds maybe a little bit far out, but that's really how it works. Imagine you will one day have an insight, something you will realize that you are not yet realizing. And in that moment when you realize it, you will also know that it came from nowhere. That this present moment that you are experiencing right now has already all the potential for an insight, for a possibility, for an outer circumstance even to arise. It is pure potential. And here I want to help you to really see that there's nothing holding you back from achieving that full potential right now. It is the realization that really what we want lies in our capacity. And if we truly want it, and that is another point, we have to find out what we truly want. But if we truly want something, it will materialize. It is absolutely fundamental to all of existence that it can create really from nothingness. It sounds esoteric, but that's really how it is. Even if you are thinking in materialistic, physical processes, even all of what we experience, even in the paradigm of existing in a physical universe, all of it is created from nothingness. But this is even more true in the spiritual realm, where you raised your consciousness to the point where you are actually perceiving this as a truth. Sometimes in meditation you will be so present that you actually feel there is nothingness underlying everything, and that what is arising right now is not limited to anything or by anything. In the presence, you can see that whatever is arising and is your current reality is the result of what you have believed before and what you are believing now. You are creating this very moment from the solidified beliefs within yourself, within your heart, within your subconscious, within your conscious mind. You have certain beliefs. And whether you know about them or not, they are still what is creating your current reality. That's really how it is. And to find that out and find your inner strength in that knowing is what we want to do here. I want to help you to see this for yourself, to come to the point where in meditation with yourself, with no need for someone telling you how it is, to see it for yourself. Where you are connected to your inner self, to your higher self, you can realize just that it's you who is creating everything from really limitless potential. In certain meditation sessions, you can realize also that what is creating is a force within your reach, within your influence, a force and an energy that you can tap into. Only that it is hidden to most people. And most people, when they live their life, they only rarely create from that source, from that knowing of being able to create everything. And that they are, in their deepest sense, they are the creator, the source of everything. And this has nothing to do with magical powers. You cannot change how reality works right now. But you can broaden your perspective enormously so that many more things that you considered impossible or didn't even consider to exist suddenly become part of your reality. And that really is powerful. Because whatever it is that you need to achieve, that you want to pull from this imagination into your current reality, is within your reach. It is not limited by any physical outer circumstances. In the most cases, and really in the important cases, our ability to achieve our goals is limited by our own understanding, by our own limitation, by our self-limitation of our potential. We limit, or we create our limits through mental barriers, much more than there are limits to what we can do and what we are doing in the outside world. And this realization is so beautiful because you realize that you are much more free than you thought. And on the one hand, this is a difficult realization because with power comes also responsibility. So now that you realize that much more is within your reach and within your power, it also is on you to actualize this if it is your wish. And then you get so many more insights into what you actually want. For example, in my own personal life, I always, since I graduated from university, I had this knowing that something within me wanted to create from this higher source, from this higher knowing, and that I was able to positively impact other people. But then my mind was still stuck in this idea that I had to follow what I studied, that I had to use this degree to go into a certain direction, and that it was just more logical, rational, and the better decision really to follow that, because the other possibility I couldn't see. It wasn't within my realm of things that could exist, that actually could manifest. And now, since I went deeper into those meditation sessions and insights came into the freeness of this very present moment, of how everything really is arising without real restrictions from nothingness. It just arises. And that I put these restrictions on it. with these insights, really new ways and new possibilities opened up. And I suddenly could see possibilities where there were none before in my perception, but of course they were there. And really also through this channel I started to get contacted by people through just putting out the information that I want to share, my insights, that I want to guide other people to the point where they can have the same insights that felt so enriching and powerful to myself. And somehow, through really opening up my mind to these possibilities, something magical happened. And it cannot be really described by words and by the actions I did, but things just aligned, and I was able to share more of this with you and follow my passion and really get great feedback. And I want to help you to do that yourself, to really, whatever your specific goal is, it might be work related, or it might be spirituality related, or maybe it relates to your personal relationships, and you have areas that you see you want to improve, and just to tap into the potential that you feel is inside of you somewhere. That if what you are living currently right now is not the state that you dreamed of, and that somehow, even though maybe the place where you want to go isn't absolutely clear, but you know there is some discrepancy between where you are now, how you feel now, and how you imagine you could feel and be. And I really want to now broaden my influence and help more people achieve this as well. And I'm going along with you on this journey. I'm still developing every day, and my teachings will also change. And I don't really like to call them teachings, but what I share with you will change over time, of course. But I can guide you to where I am right now and help you get from where you are now to the next step. And maybe when you reach the next step, you may have surpassed me, or I can no longer give you any advice, but maybe till then I've developed myself more and we can grow together. And that's what I'm hoping, that when you follow this channel for a longer time, you will also grow with me and get new insights with every video, with every new insight of mine. You will have insights of yourself, and always there's this gap between me and you, of course, and to translate ideas and internal states through this video format into an insight for yourself, into something that is really changing yourself, is not an easy process, and it's usually not very easy to do in these shorter kinds of videos. And that's why I have now created the second version and round of the support that I want to offer to people who are really interested and really know they can develop into something greater. And for that, you can find under this channel and under this video the different offerings I can make you to work together with me. And depending on your situation, you can choose what is proper and right for you in your situation and circumstances. And I really find it great to be able to help so many people through this connection we can have over the internet. Also in these difficult times where personal connections are even more difficult. And so if you're interested to work with me together, you can either choose one of those options, or I would find it even greater if you go over to my website. You can find the link also down below, and just make a call with me, 30 minutes. It's completely free. The first call is always free. I want to learn about your situation, maybe give you a first few tips and tricks, what I can offer you on your specific situation, and then we can see if maybe a longer term coaching and support is something for you. And if you want to go together down this path with me, if we are fit, if you like my teaching style, and then we can go from there. Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. I think there is still a lot to come. I have to organize many of my thoughts. And as I mentioned in the last video as well, I've been thinking about a book for a long time, and now for a few months I have been working on this project, and I really find that sometimes it's easier to that it's easier to put certain and elaborate on certain topics in the written format. It's really something that is different from what I can transport from my mind into yours through video. With something you read, it somehow enters your mind differently. Your brain is processing words differently, and so it is a great addition to just hearing something. And this is why I'm working on this project right now. It will take, I don't know how long it is. I have so many things that I want to put down into words and write about, and it will probably take many months, but what you will get from me during that time as well is, when I find it appropriate, I will make videos about certain topics from that book that I'm writing, put them into video format, and you will get them upfront already. And yeah, continue to just share my journey with you. Hope that you stick with me and develop yourself and find the same beauty and enjoyment in your own journey as I do, and really see how you can just be so much more than what you thought was possible, and to observe your own being, your own like physical being change into what you just once imagined to be. That's so beautiful. And really, you may just see me and not really understand what I mean, because it's really an internal change that you will go through, and that I'm going through. It's something very direct, very emotional, something that you cannot easily explain, because it's so transformative from the ground up. Like, it transforms how you see everything, every situation, your whole life, your worldview. It changes and puts everything in a different perspective and makes it, for me, more meaningful, more beautiful, and so magical, really, really magical. You will perceive your life to be magical because it's so much better than you imagined it could be. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. It really came from my heart. I didn't put this or write this down before, so thank you for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye.